Got it. No photos this time. Here's the rewritten version without any images, headings, or extra visuals. Just this smooth, flowing narrative. You know the funniest thing about bullies? They strut around like the whole world owes them a salute, right up until life hands them the bill and says, "Time to pay up." Picture this. I'm standing in the middle of what used to be Patricia Middleton's $60,000 dream kitchen. Italian marble floors under my boots, that sub-zero fridge still humming quietly. Everything else is dead silent. Just 3 hours earlier, this was the HOA headquarters, the command center where Willowbrook's meanest Karen was plotting my downfall. Now the only sound is the crinkle of a court order in my hand, declaring that this 12-foot kitchen island, the Wolf Range, the entire master wing, basically half her $750,000 McMansion, legally belongs to me. How does a retired E8 veteran with an $89,000 inheritance end up owning half a luxury home? Simple. Patricia, the HOA president and prestige real estate agent, demanded a professional land survey just to teach me a lesson over my late uncle's supposedly ugly old mailbox. The surveyor delivered the punchline of the century. Her entire palace sits 18 feet over onto my property line. 18 feet that swallows her gourmet kitchen, her oversized walk-in closet, bigger than my old barracks room, and the triple garage where her BMW used to park while she screamed at me from the sidewalk. The woman who once called me neighborhood trash had suddenly become my tenant. Rent's due on the 1st. 3 months earlier, I buried Uncle Joe and inherited his modest 1952 ranch house on Maple Street, a blue-collar holdout in a sea of gentrified McMansions. Uncle Joe was Army Corps of Engineers through and through. 32 years of service, Bronze Star recipient, the kind of NCO who could survey a line with dental floss and hit it to the inch. His place was nothing fancy, original cedar siding, functional everything, lawn mowed every Saturday, but it stood as a quiet middle finger to the pretentious new money moving in. Cancer took him fast. He left me $89,000, his tools, and a house worth maybe $250,000 in a neighborhood where tear-downs fetch 6 figures. What he really left me was 43 years of refusing to bow to rich folks' rules. The neighborhood had changed. Willowbrook used to be working-class cops, teachers, and electricians raising kids who said, "Yes, sir." Then came the lawyers flipping ranches into fake chateaus, property taxes tripling, HOA fees jumping from $50 to $300 a month. Working families got priced out, replaced by BMW drivers who called themselves stewards of the community. Day 3 after the funeral, I'm still unpacking boxes when the doorbell rings. There stands Patricia Middleton, 56, perfect salon highlights, clutching a leather portfolio like it's nuclear launch codes. "You must be Joseph's nephew," she says. Patricia Middleton, HOA president and prestige realty agent. "We need to discuss immediate compliance issues." She hands me a laminated violation notice. Uncle Joe's basic black metal mailbox, standing since Eisenhower, violates Section 4.7 of the updated covenants. Non-conforming structure. Required earth tone materials consistent with neighborhood character. 30 days to comply or face $50 daily fines. I point out that the mailbox delivered mail before she was even in middle school. She smiles like a shark. Previous ownership doesn't supersede democratically established regulations. Her own mailbox? A hand-carved cedar monument with brass plates that probably cost more than Uncle Joe's pension. When I ask what happens if I don't comply, she leans in. We take neighborhood investment protection very seriously. The door slams. I head straight to Uncle Joe's basement office, command central for 40 years of meticulous record keeping. Filing cabinets full of deeds, tax records, everything labeled. Behind the water heater, a manila folder marked property lines, important in his careful block lettering. Inside, the original 1952 subdivision survey, hand-drawn but engineer-precise, with yellow highlights on measurements that suddenly looked suspicious. I grab my tape measure and check myself. My back fence to Patricia's foundation. Survey says mandatory 22-foot setback. Actual distance, 19 feet 8 inches. Not settling. Not error. That's deliberate construction ignoring the rules. 2 weeks later, Patricia escalates at the monthly HOA meeting, projecting slides of my non-conforming mailbox and fence, motioning for a mandatory professional survey at my expense. The board, her voting bloc, approves it. She hands me a card for Mitchell and Associates, her recommended surveyor. Call soon. Daily fines begin in 30 days. She wanted a survey to bury me. Instead, she handed me the weapon. Uncle Joe had left an emergency fund, $22,000 in a CD for exactly this kind of pushback. I hired Mitchell to survey both properties, comprehensive, court-ready. The results? My fence is dead accurate. Her house encroaches 18 feet onto my land. Kitchen, master suite, garage, roughly 40% of the footprint. From there, it was pure escalation. Her fake complaints to city departments. Contractors try to saw down my fence, caught on video, police involved. Smear campaigns on neighborhood Facebook. Threats of defamation suits. But every move she made backfired. County records revealed her 2019 build deliberately shifted the foundation 18 feet closer without amended permits. Permit fraud by her brother-in-law contractor. Independent verifications confirmed the survey. Media picked it up, local gazette, TV stations, veterans groups rallied, public pressure mounted. We filed quiet title and petition action. She could buy my encroached land at fair market value, $312K, plus fees/penalties equals $357,000 total, or face for sale of her entire property at auction. She fought, but the judge gave her 30 days. She paid up with a second mortgage, resigned from the HOA board, and publicly supported a Vietnam vet replacement who created the Uncle Joe Thompson Veterans Assistance Fund with part of the settlement money. Today, the neighborhood feels different. Kids play without fear of fines. Veterans work on their homes in peace. Patricia sold and moved to Florida. Uncle Joe's black metal mailbox still stands proud, delivering mail to families who know property lines aren't suggestions and bullies aren't invincible. Karma doesn't just carry a tape measure. It knows exactly where the lines are drawn.